Hey guys, Coach Chris here. Okay, so today what we're doing is something a little bit different. I've done some arm workouts before, biceps, triceps, forearms, but I've done all that stuff independent of each other. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to put a mix of exercises together for rapid arm growth in a very short period of time. So if you want your muscles before you go out dancing, this is how you can get it done. So what I'm going to do is I've put together six exercises. 2 for bis, 2 for tris, and 2 for forearms. And what I'm going to do is just run through them all 2 to 3 times. We'll see what I got in me. And in a very short period of time, 10 minutes or less, you're going to see rapid arm growth and muscular failure for sure. So let's get started with some triceps. Selected just a straight bar. There's a lot of different ways you can go. We're going with a straight bar. We're going to go ahead and do some press downs and then reverse grip press downs. To maintain good form all the way through. 10 is roughly going to be my goal for each set. Let's go ahead and proceed to some biceps. I have everything in close proximity, so I don't have to walk all the way around and grab it. Now you can give yourself 20-30 seconds or so. I mean, this is arm exercise, so you don't need a much rest when you're working these smaller muscle groups. So let's get started with some curls. Stay at 8. And I want my form to break down, so I'm going to make 8 my number on that set. Now we have some reverse curls with the easy bar. Wake those forearms up a little bit while still hitting the biceps. Now, a little unconventional here, but I'm left side dominant, meaning the grip on my left side is stronger. So what I'm going to do, 2 different types of pinch grip. Isolated and a double pinch grip. My isolated, I've selected 2 different weights. I've gone with 4 5-pound plates for my right hand and 3 10-pound plates for my left. They're roughly about the same thickness. So both arms are working hard, just that. And I know it's a little unconventional, but there is some reasoning behind it. In time, I will get my right arm to catch up with my left. I will hold these as long as I can grip the left side. The left side, as soon as that fails, that'll be the end to this part. Really squeezing those fingertips. Relax. So that's 3 10-pounders. It's really the thickness that makes it the hard aspect of that exercise. It's much thinner, it'd be a hell of a lot easier to hold on to for a much longer period. But when your grip is maxed out, it's really hard to get a solid grip. So now what we're going to do is go to 2 35-pound plates with both hands. So again, this isn't going to last super long, but this is great at improving strength, grip strength in your hands and your forearms. Really pinching the fingers together. And most of that stuff, you're probably not going to get more than 10 to 20 seconds when you're mixing it in with all these other arm movements. Independent of each other, you may find, when you're just focused on doing forearm strengthening exercises, you're going to get a little bit more out of your forearms because you don't have all the other fatigue setting in. So I'm going to go ahead and proceed to my second round, starting with my press downs. So let's increase the weight a little bit from the first set. Okay, so I've gone up 20 pounds. I was at 150 on my first round of 10. I'm at 170 pounds. On my second round, still trying for my 10 reps. Triceps still feel pretty good. So. Things you want to make sure of when doing those is the body is locked tight. I've talked about this before in other videos when I've done a similar exercise. You got to keep the midsection really tight, keep the spinal alignment, firing the abs, elbows are locked in at your sides, you're not hinging over the weight. Keep the emphasis and the focus on the triceps. That's what you're trying to isolate when doing that exercise. Okay, now we're going to lighten the load a little bit and do reverse arm extension. Now I'm still up a little bit in weight from my first round. I did 100 in the first round and then 110 for the second round. That felt pretty good. Definitely start to feel the forearms a little bit too on that one. When you have that palm up or supinated grip, you're working a lot harder to hold that bar in your hands. When we take it for granted, most of us out there do a significant amount of pronated grip when it comes to, arm extension. But turning those palms up is a really nice supplemental move to add into the mix. In between doing your skull crushers and some overhead arm extension and dips, it's good to do some reverse arm extension too. Now we go back to our curls with the dumbbells. Okay, so here we go. Staying with the 45s on this. Last round I got 8. We're gonna get there again. Try not to break form. definitely with that supinating arm as you come up through the curl, it does make it a little bit harder. The demand on the biceps is just that much more when you're rotating the forearm through the curl, forcing a better contraction on the biceps. Okay, now we got our second round of reverse curl. Again, now that we're doing a curl, we've gone to a pronated grip, reverse curl, putting more demand on your gripping power. What we lose focus of sometimes when we're going for that overall arm pump is we forget that from the elbow to the wrist, you have a whole network of muscles there that a lot of times are underdeveloped, underutilized, and a lot of isolation exercises for the triceps and biceps. So what I'm doing with this rapid arm growth routine is I'm really putting more of a demand on the forearms along with the bis and the tris. Trying not to break my posture as I go through these lifts. Yes, those last few reps don't look as pretty as the first few, but as long as you're being smart about it, you make that exercise work for you. A little bit of body English can go a long, long way, as long as you're still engaged throughout the midsection, keeping really tight, not losing your air. Really important, take good breaths and hold those breaths when you're in those last few very challenging reps. You're going to get much more out of your body when you stay really tight and don't have all the air leave your lungs in mid-rep. Okay, now we move on to the forearms. All right, so here we go. I have my plate weight ready to pick up. Again, staying with the 4 or 5 pound plates on my right and the 3 10-pound plates on my left. I will hold these pretty much until muscular failure. This round I can already tell is a little bit harder. The right arm's still feeling pretty good because I'm 10 pounds lighter. Come on. See, the right side's still able to maintain, so I'm going to go ahead and hold the right just a little bit longer since it's my weaker side. I'm demanding more out of my strong side. It's giving out sooner, but I'm okay with that because I know what I'm able to do fresh with the left versus the right, and there's a significant difference there, a definite imbalance in strength. Okay, my right's starting to burn pretty good now, so I'll put those down. And then we go to our double pinch with the 35s. It's 70 total pounds, holding it between both arms. Again, obviously my dominant side is going to be doing a little bit more of a load here, but that's why I'm doing both. Feel it right inside those fingertips. Okay, I don't even know if that was 10 seconds. So what I'll do on this my third and final round of this mix is I'm going to bring in the 25s so that when I reach failure with the 35s, I can quickly snatch up some lighter weight to really burn out my grip strength. Okay, so As you can tell, I'm starting to feel it. I don't know if you can see my arms starting to shake a little bit, but they are. Third and final round. I've increased the load just a little bit more on the press downs. I'm up to 180 pounds. So we're gonna try and fight for 10. We'll see what we can do. Okay, that was 9. I could have really tried for 10 there. I think that would have been really unsightly. I think I would have had to put a little bit too much body into it and detract from my triceps. So I stopped at 9. It's hard to do sometimes, but you kind of have to talk yourself into it when your form is really going to be messy. So without much further ado, I'm going to go ahead and also increase my reverse arm extension by 10 more pounds, going to 120, and we'll see if we can really work hard inside that 8 to 10 rep range. Okay, 9 again. So I tried to mirror the increase. Once I started with a weight that I knew would demand, a good amount of effort for 10 reps, both hand positions, and my trend, my increase with both lifts was pretty much the same. So I saw pretty much what I was expecting, about the same number of reps. Now we're going to go back to our dumbbell curls. Okay, so the pump is definitely there. We'll see what my biceps are able to do on this. I'm going to push as hard as I can with the 45s. And what I'm going to do is, once I start to break form with that double curl, I'm going to then go to an alternating curl. You can usually ask a little bit more of your biceps when you isolate one arm, and you can usually get 1 or 2 more reps out of each side if you're doing a double arm dumbbell curl. If you just go to trying to crank out a few more, you usually have a little bit left in the tank independently. So we're going to go that method. As you can tell, my left is pretty obviously my stronger side. Yeah, I got nothing left on my right. I probably could do at least 1 more on my left, if not maybe even 2. So that's why it's really good to always factor in isolation stuff along with your barbell curl, along with any of the big, more complex movements, because it's a good way to be able to go after, you know, imbalances that you have when you go to some unilateral stuff. So the best thing you can do is have a healthy mix of dumbbell and barbell routines in your whatever workouts you're currently doing. All right, let's go reverse curls. Lightweight, but it burns. You definitely, you know, I don't care what weight you're using, when you're taking long rest periods in between arm curl exercises and arm extension exercises, you can demand more in terms of strength and power out of your muscles. But when you're putting a lot of movements together with very short periods of rest, it's amazing how quickly you can reach muscular failure, especially when you're kind of doubling up on the movements too, which is what I'm doing here today. So it's like a double whammy for all three parts of the arm. We're going to finish up with our gripping exercises. Not looking forward to these. Okay, so as I stated earlier, I am not taking very long in between these exercises. Pretty much like a 90-second maximum here in between, you know, each double round. So, you know, I got the 2 triceps, a little bit of a break into the bicep. Now that very first round, you're probably not feeling like you need to rest at all. But in between the first full round and the second full round, you probably take a minute or minute and a half. And then in between each of the exercises, you're probably going to take a short period of time. But again, the emphasis based on making this really a time saver, time effective routine, maximizing your output for these smaller muscles, giving them a really nice pump. So here we go with some grip. Okay, again, heavier on that left. I'll hold as long as I can. I'll continue to hold the right a little longer. Left is going. Here it goes. I'll hold the right longer since still trying to play some catch up. If you do this type of routine enough, and some of these forearm specific exercises on their own, you're going to find a real increase in strength in your gripping strength, your gripping power. There's that right going. In probably just a matter of weeks. If you do this consistently for a 2 to 3 month period, now I've done other forearm routines in the past, you know, with reverse wrist curls and standard wrist curls, barbell, dumbbell, the whole shebang. If you're doing all that stuff consistently, a couple times a week, along with, you know, good gripping exercises like deadlifts and bent over row, barbell row, dumbbell row, pull-ups, stuff like that, you're gonna find a real nice increase in your gripping power. Okay, to finish off, we got our double grip. We're starting with 235s. As soon as I lose my ability to hold those, I'll drop them and go to the 25. So here we go. I mean, I am just barely able to really pinch on these guys. My arms are burning out. So that's 70 pounds, you know, and you're gripping it like this. Okay, here we go. Now 50, this feels like a nice treat. But on top of all that other stuff, you're not going to be able to hold this nearly as long as you normally would. I already feel it starting to go. Okay. So if you have the ability, grab a bunch of 5s, a bunch of 10s, some 35s, some 25s, have them close by. Grab a nice set of dumbbells, something that's going to make you work hard in that 8 to 10 range. A barbell that you could do some reverse curls with. You don't want to go with normal curl weight. You want to go about 60% of what you normally do barbell curls with. So if I'm curling 100 pounds or so for reps, a 60-pound barbell is great for still working the forearms nicely. And then obviously your press down weight, you can usually push yourself a little bit harder there because it's not free weight now, and it moves so smoothly in the cable machine. So implement this routine if you want to see your arms grow extremely fast in a relatively short period of time. I mean, 10 to 15 minutes max, depending on the rest intervals you're taking. You will see massive arm growth, rapid arm growth that'll hang with you for maybe at least an hour or two. So if you have plans to go somewhere and you want your arms looking good, be sure to have your protein shake ready and a change of clothes and go right from the gym, go out dancing. So Coach Chris from Team Critical Bench giving you a really cool arm workout. Give it a try. I think you'll like it. I know I did. I feel the results right now. My arms are buzzing. We'll see you again real soon.